The Shadow Crew Podcast.
Well. On this fine evening, the evening before New Year's Eve, and on our way to 2024, we are the Shadow Crew, and this is the Shadow Crew Podcast, available on the Shadow Crew Network on YouTube, and now streaming on kick.com. Thanks for tuning in. We are excited to bring to all of those of you viewing or listening, probably some of the most prestigious awards. You think about Grammys, you think about Oscars,
Yeah,
you think about the MTV Movie Music Awards, but nothing can hold a candle to the 2023 Box Office Graveyard Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for grab your popcorn. This is going to be fantastic. Chet, what do you say about the Box Office Graveyard Awards? Are you as excited as I am to get into this?
I am so excited that you guys saw that I created the award and actually made a sample to show on this show the other day. So I am extremely excited to get into it. I got some new bling going. I just gassed up the Pinto and I am ready to go. How are you doing, Alex?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good tonight. Actually, and let's give people a little overlay of what the Box Office Graveyard Awards are. If you're tuning into our YouTube channel, there's basically a video that we've done, a series of videos. It's called Box Office Graveyard, where you take the worst of the worst, and one of the Shadow Crew members has to watch that and then give an actual review. Well, this is one of the few times where all four of us have done our actual effort to come with the best of the worst. And so we can put that up tonight. And of course, Mr. Maddox, we'd like to thank you for the glorious Box Office Graveyard Awards, which we will be shipping out to the recipients. Now, I don't know if they're going to want to take it, but we're going to send it to somebody.
We are going to send it out. And yes, we don't care if they're movie stars or not. We will get the address and we will send them the award.
And Dr. Brantley, you've been to premieres of major motion pictures. How does this rank in comparison to that?
Probably at the very bottom of that. If I'm being honest.
Well, we hold no punches back, ladies and gentlemen. As Mr. Storm said, the Box Office Graveyard Awards is given to the worst of the worst in several different categories, but we also like to award the folks, the content makers, the directors, the toy makers who have done fantastic work in 2023. So before we get into the Box Office Graveyard Awards, we're going to get into the best of 2023 as nominated by the Shadow Crew. What say, everyone? Are you ready for the first category, the best of 2023? And if we had a drum roll, that'd be great. Perhaps the Pinto engine firing. The first category is the best action, sci-fi, or comic book film of 2023. The nominations are Godzilla -1. What do you think? Godzilla -1. Why did we nominate this?
That was the best movie I've seen last year. Better than any American movie that came out that I saw.
Yeah, and I'll give you credit on this. It was a shock because I even think it was better than the legendary pictures that they've done. And I think, let's say I think what Skull Island's probably the best, and maybe King of the Monsters, one of the two are probably that good. This was a guy that had nowhere near the budget that any of those films had. He did a period piece, great acting. Even though the movie was in subtitle, it moved, it flowed well. You know, if you were into a person that just doesn't read quick enough, the body language, the action, this person knew how to direct the movie. Godzilla was the effects. Now, they weren't legendary effects. They could have been better. But for the money that he had, he delivered, man. I was emotionally scarred by end of this film because there were so many highs and lows. This is just excellent filmmaking at its best, man.
That's awesome. Well, -1, not to be confused with the Godzilla 2000 version, which was called minus attendance. Next on for the second is Extraction 2. For those of you, Extraction, which is Chris Hemsworth on Netflix. We're nominated a Netflix film into the category. What say Extraction 2? What do you all think? Is this a competitor to Godzilla -1?
I don't know about.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Uh,
Action wise, it was a great film, but yeah, you know, acting wise, Chris Hemsworth is going to do what he does, you know. But it was a good story. It was high intense. It moves fairly quickly, and I thought there's a difference. I think the effects and the sequences were like unlike Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible. They were suited for the film and they were written well within. I think Tom Cruise just does a stunt and then he added into the script. This was like every part of that movie, these stunts work with the script well enough, if I'm not mistaken, right, Dr. Brennan?
Yeah. But Chris Hemsworth didn't make me tear up like a damn Godzilla movie did.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
John Wick Chapter 4 is the other nomination. Obviously, everyone would like John Wick.
Yeah.
Could this surpass Godzilla -1 as the best film 2023?
So it's a tough one for me. But unfortunately, Godzilla like took it for me. And I'm gonna explain why Godzilla took it for me in like one sentence because I have been thinking about this for a long time. The fact that I had to read fucking subtitles and the movie was still so fucking good just proved that movie was epic. And the lead actor was fantastic and I was reading subtitles. John Wick was a fantastic number 4 to a franchise, and you can't take that away from it. You cannot. But unfortunately, Godzilla came out and like destroyed it. If you have to read subtitles and the movie is still that good, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
I honestly teared up like 3 different times during the course of this movie, and it sounds stupid to say about a Godzilla movie. Yeah, and people look at you like, "No, are you joking?" It's like, "No, seriously, this is really, really good."
Yeah.
But I suggest seeing it in a theater right now, or when it comes to streaming. But definitely check it out.
So, Chet, what you're saying then is that the Marvels had subtitles. It might have been better. Is that what you're telling
because
us?
it would have distracted me from watching what the fuck was happening on the screen.
Okay. I don't think anybody remembers what happened. Lastly, the last...
Real quick, for everyone that's joining, coming in and checking us out, we appreciate you. Welcome to the Box Office Graveyard Awards of 2023. We are the Shadow Crew podcast. Enjoy the awards, and let's continue.
Yeah, I love it. The last nominee is an animated feature, Spider-Man Across the Universe. One of the best animated features.
Close. That was close. Across the Universe is a whole different thing. That's a Beatles song and movie. Across the Spider-Verse, that's the movie that I think you're talking about.
Well, no,
there is a bootleg version that I saw, Dr. Brent.
That's what I saw.
And it was Paul McCartney versus Miles Morales. And you should AI can do some pretty awesome things in 2023.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
You did pick up out of that Walmart bin, right?
Yeah. With the real flimsy, for some reason, blue.
Hey, this guy dressed up like Spider-Man in front of Man's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. Hollywood had a copy of it. I plugged it in,
There you
and
go.
it was Spider-Man in a yellow submarine. It turned out to be better than the Marvels. So, okay, well, we have our nominees. Who will take home the best comic book, sci-fi, or action film of 2023? You hear that? The
Yeah,
Is that an envelope?
Okay. And the winner is Godzilla -1.
Yeah, woo!
All right.
Go get it!
Wow.
Godzilla
Wow.
-1.
Amazing. Awesome.
Great.
Well, kudos
Well
to you for
deserved.
avoiding the graveyard and being a best of category. The second best category.
Well, and
Best-
also,
Yeah.
thanks for Godzilla not having a +1 because we don't have the room.
That is true. That is true.
Best action, sci-fi, or comic book TV series is the next category. And I'm going to read the nominees. Twisted Metal, The Mandalorian Season 3, The Last of Us, and Invincible. So,
Mm.
thoughts on those four pretty strong nominees?
Those are some tough nominees.
That's
you
right.
know.
There's
I
only
thought-
about one that I would change my vote for, maybe.
Mm.
And what is that, Dr. Brantley?
Last of Us. But I suggested Twisted Metal because I thought it was fantastic. A little series no one really talked about, but it was fun if you played the game. There were all sorts of little Easter eggs in it, but it was a great, fun little series.
You know what I kind of was taken off was they were 30-minute episodes. So it did kind of cut out a little bit of the meat and potatoes, and it got directly to what it needed. So I thought that was pretty good. I think with it being on being on Peacock, I think that was the kiss of death. For that series.
Yeah.
All right.
You didn't like yeah. No.
So, are you ready for the winner of the best action, sci-fi, or comic
sir.
book TV series?
Yeah. Let's do
Okay.
this.
I'm definitely not wrestling around the same paper I did for the previous one. This is an actual envelope. It is The Mandalorian Season 3 takes the
All right.
cake.
What?
Okay.
Wow.
I don't know about that, but all right,
Wow.
I'll give it to you.
Hey, you know what?
I will not.
Grogu tops all. Grogu tops all.
It definitely
So,
definitely tops a lot.
okay, the next category is the best
Idea.
actor or actress of 2023, and the nominees are. This is a very eclectic bunch of nominees.
Okay.
Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. Oh, we threw an actual
Actual film.
Oscar-worthy movie in there. That's unusual for us. Denzel Washington in The Equalizer 9 or whatever. I think the third one or the fourth installment. Bradley Cooper as Rocket in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and
Not as
then
Maestro. That is Rocket. Okay.
as Rocket. You damn right, Rocket. And talk about crying in the theater. And Kamiki Rinosuke, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, from Godzilla -1, who's the main actor.
I think you nailed it.
So
I think you did too, brother.
Okay.
I think that was perfect.
Oh, I hope it is because
That's the winner.
going back to Bradley Cooper. I mean, he did an amazing job as Rocket.
He did. Mm-hmm.
Let's not understate that performance
Yes.
in that
Yeah.
movie.
Only other movie I cried in this year. Even in the opening of that movie, like the first 10 minutes is heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
But by the end of that, also, stupid CGI raccoon made me weep.
Yep. I think even like PETA went on record and said like they were like behind it too, so if PETA like puts their stamp of approval of some animals being butchered, it's the real deal.
Clint Beastwood said Littlefoot in Land Before Time 43. Littlefoot makes mom's car go. Perfect. It's a good one.
Awesome. Love it.
I think that's the winner.
Yeah. Well, the winner is, because I can't pronounce his name,
Godzilla.
-1, the main star, Kamiki Renosuke. So congratulations. Is there going to be a clean sweep of -1 Godzilla? This could be it. On to our next category. Yes, Chet.
I feel like there is. I mean, like I said, subtitles, and it's a
Mhm.
good movie. So
Yeah, it is.
The first
but
thing I
also
ever watched in subtitles that like usually I'm not a big subtitle fan was Narcos series. I remember that was all mostly in
Mm,
subtitles, and I didn't mind
exactly,
it.
it was.
And that kind of
Mhm.
got me to like moving forward. Like I'll watch anything with subtitles.
yeah, I think it was some, I can't remember what it was I watched, but like I don't put movies on in my house unless I have subtitles on because I can just like I can watch the movie no matter what I'm doing and it
Mhm.
doesn't matter. But really quick, I want to say thank you guys for stopping by and watching. We are the Shadow Crew podcast, and this is the 2023 Box Office Graveyard Award, and you don't want it, but someone's getting it. So thank you for stopping by.
And just to clarify, we are going through the best of, which we'll get through pretty quickly because there are some good stuff, good content creators, good filmmakers. But the bulk load of this award ceremony is to the bottom of the barrel, the ones
Yeah.
that deserve to be buried
Yeah.
in a space that can never ever be
Ever.
dug again. We're talking about George Romero like couldn't even it's buried for life. So the next category is best surprise film or TV series. So one that we were blown away by, like we had no expectation or maybe minimal, and then boom, it hit us and we were very excited about it. So the nominations are Barbie, which I think surprised the hell out of a lot of people on how well that did that in the box office. Godzilla -1 again hitting the awards. Totally Killer. That's I know Chet.
Netflix.
That was something that you watch on Netflix,
Yep.
and then Hijack, another Apple TV series
Mm.
with Idris Alba. Any thoughts there before we unveil the winner of the best surprise film or TV series?
Yeah, I mean, look, I like for sure saw Totally Killer because I was bored and I had nothing to do, and I put it on and I was like, this is extremely funny. And it was such a surprise, but it was a really well done horror story. And I loved it so much because in the film, she keeps referring, have you ever seen the film Back to the Future? That's what I'm living right now. And it's done so well that it was just like, is it the best thing I want? Like, no, but it was like I had my surprise pick. I saw that and I was like, well, I gotta change that now. So
All right. For those of you who haven't seen Hijack, it's basically Idris Alba who is on a hijack plane, episodic series, and really great. It isn't Passenger 57 Wesley Snipes, although that was actually,
Mm.
Too bad.
yeah. So
I
this
would
one
have
is actually
actually seen that. If Idris Elba did a remake of Passenger 57,
Yes.
damn right I would have been there.
Yeah, just
Um,
to hear him do that classic line, always bet on black. Yeah, I would
that is a
definitely do
classic line. That is a classic line. And the winner of this category is Godzilla -1 again,
Gonna be a quick-
sweeping the awards. Everyone's pissed off at Godzilla.
Well, yeah, that's like normal.
Barbie mostly.
Thank God Kong's not in the audience because he'd be really pissed off of all the awards that Godzilla.
Hey, he's got to bring his A acting game next year, man. He's got to
Hey,
bring that A acting game.
Yeah.
Hey, forget about Kong versus Godzilla that's coming out. I want to see John Wick versus Godzilla, and that is something I'd pay for.
Yeah.
All right, we're pivoting to a category that we enjoy so much that we talk about on our show all the time, our weekly podcast. Check us out on YouTube. We'll also be doing some live streams as well. But this is the best toy line of 2023.
Oh, yeah.
And this is specific to, I think, action figures or collectible figures. The nominations are Indiana Jones. I wonder who nominated Indiana
yeah, I wonder
Jones.
who that
Nobody
was.
knows.
Yeah.
GI Joe Classified series, the GI Joes, the Star Wars Black series, and then the NECA toys. The NECA toys that all the line of different licenses they have. Unique stuff, some of the retro stuff like Alf and dinosaurs and things that Czech Chet has done unboxed for. So before we announce the winner here, any thoughts on the lines that we have nominated for best toys?
I will say something though. As we were going through, like it's again, when the G.I. Joe Classified came up, that was probably my nomination. But as I started thinking about 2024, NECA put it down. Not only from the Gargoyle series to the Turtle Van to they just put it down. The Universal Monsters. Like I was really, as I started thinking about it, they really kicked Hasbro's behind this year. And I was like, if I had to make a change, it might have been the NECA.
Yep.
Well, the Indiana Jones line is the 6-inch figures is the best that anyone has ever produced an Indiana Jones figure outside of like Sideshow and the really crazy expensive one, Hot Toys, all that stuff. But, they finally did something that was worthy of the character. And I even liked the little retro ones. They didn't do so well, though.
Yep. Well, I like the Star Wars Black Series line. Some really cool stuff, some unique figures as well. I love the packaging. And Star Wars has an abundance of different figures, but I like the Black Series because I think even at the higher price point, I think it's actually a really good quality figure, but you can find a lot of those at Ross. And for those of you who are interested in finding deals across the country, hot toy deals for discounts, follow the channel because we definitely reveal a lot of awesome finds, including historically back in this year, in which Mr. Shadowe himself and the crew went out and found some really great stuff, which is going to be a category later on in this cast. So without further ado, the best toy line winner is Godzilla -1. No, I'm just kidding. It is.
See, that's the problem. Is like I'm glad that toy didn't come out.
Because we probably want to. It is NECA who wins the award. I know it's a bit cheating, but they do a fantastic job with all of their different licenses. So congratulations to NECA for being the best toy line of 2023. The next is back to film or TV and is franchise of the year. Franchise like Fast and the Furious, as an example, would be a franchise. Wasn't nominated this year. Doesn't look like there'll be any more.
Stop right there. It's Fast and the Furious, right? Fast X, come on.
It could be Fast and it could be Fast and the Imprisoned. We don't know. Allegedly, but
Clint Eastwood said that Dinosaurs toys are 10 out of 10. Give it the gold, and Alf is in a second place.
So, all right. Well, that's the NECA line.
Them's fighting words.
Yeah, those are fighting words.
So the franchise of the year nominees are John Wick, the Mission Impossible franchise, and the Invincible franchise. So thoughts here. In my opinion, John Wick, Mission Impossible.
John Wick does.
Now it is an embarrassment of riches. Mission Impossible has managed to go along this long. I was working at Paramount in 1995, I believe, when the first one came out.
Wow.
And so that's how long this has been going on. I was a lowly page at Paramount, helping out, still have a stupid little hat. But I'll give them credit because they have actually been consistently getting better as the series goes on, which is very rare. Yeah. But John Wick totally wins this.
Yeah. I'm impressed with the Mission Impossible stuff. I think, unfortunately, that movie came out a week, I think, before the Barbie Oppenheimer and just swallowed it whole. Just the wrong timing. I don't think anybody had anticipated Barbie doing that well. Yeah. And it's a film that, you might have missed it, but it's actually really good. And I'm excited to see the last installment. He's jumping off all kinds of crazy stuff now. So,
well, I can tell you,
he's a man on a mission.
When I saw the title "Dead Reckoning," I was like, "Did he finish the movie?" Because those stunts, I was a little worried. I said maybe this is like the last movie. It's like that Bruce Lee film. It's like it's like he didn't make it to the second half, but I think he just keeps pulling stunt after stunt after stunt. And I give him credit. He's one of the few guys that's gonna participate and do his own stunts. But it is a gimmick. While Keanu Reeves is just putting down good work. So I think if Tom would basically work on the acting skills a little bit more and story and structure instead of the
Yeah.
stunts, I think he could get to Keanu Reeves, because everything about the John Wick story is about structure, story, his acting. There's a personal, like, he just maintains it throughout the entire series, and every one of them keeps getting better. So,
Well,
kudos to Keanu Reeves, man.
What about in the chat? It says John Wick versus Jason Bourne.
You know what? I
John Wick.
actually heard about the. I think Keanu Reeves said he would love to do a John Wick versus Denzel Washington's Equalizer character, and I thought, like, either way, it would be a dream project. Whether he did Jason Bourne or he did Equalizer or anyone else, I would love to see a crossover either way, man.
Yeah, somewhere in there, there's something epic like that. I remember and this is just a slight conversation, but the Jason Bourne series, when that came out, I was like, this is really good. It was just a precursor to John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be cool if you caught Denzel's character sitting at the bar at the Continental in one of the that would be awesome. Well, the winner of the franchise of the year goes to John Wick. So congratulations,
Yeah,
Keanu Reeves, for setting the bar with some action
which is just
movies.
a cool dude, anyways. Like,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, he's amazing. Back to the last of the two best of toy categories. We're almost wrapped up in the best of series before we jump into the box office graveyard. As a reminder, folks, the most prestigious. Typically, we're in bow ties, but today we're in hats and headbands. But the box office graveyard is given to the worst of the worst, so we're excited to talk about that. But the best crowd-funded toy, as toy collectors, this is HasLab or Kickstarter or other different types of websites or programs in which you can donate and purchase and fund a specific toy. There is an abundance of it in 2023, and here are the nominees: the Cat's Lair. That's definitely a contender. The Cobra G.I. Joe Hiss Tank. Mr. Storm has in the back. I doubt that's going to sway his vote in any way. The Transformers Deathosaurus, and then the DeLorean from Tomy. Some really great toys there. So, thoughts before we unveil the winner?
So this was a difficult one.
This was, yeah.
The Cat's Lair has to take it price wise. Cat's Lair $6.99. Not saying it's not going to show up at my house, but $6.99. But I'll tell you, the DeLorean for me, man, I nominated that one. That's die-cast metal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gorgeous build. It's like if you're a Back to the Future fan, like I want to buy the DeLorean Lego set, but after seeing that die-cast thing, I mean, it lights up, the doors open. It's like it's literally the car in a 1/10 scale, and it blows my mind. It was fantastic. So,
and I think I saw that on the Mythbuster YouTube channel. I think he unboxed one of those, if I'm not mistaken. So it looks like they put a lot of detail into that thing, man.
Yeah, that is that's like the epitome. That's the epitome of like a die cast. Like you bought this to put on a shelf.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. But like you said, his tank probably won, I guess.
His tank wins.
Okay.
Well, should we open up the envelope?
Yeah, let's do the. I don't know if you guys can hear the drum.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first tie. And debate. It is between the DeLorean and the His Tank.
Oh
boy. So
I forget which one I voted for, but I'm switching my vote to the DeLorean.
Well, I can tell you and everything. Does Does anyone of you jackasses have the DeLorean at your house? Because damn, his tank's sitting right up there. So if you don't have the DeLorean, if you didn't pay for the DeLorean, his tank wins.
I'm gonna say this. I did vote for the His Tank, and the reason for it is that I'm a huge Back to the Future fan. One of the best
Of course,
franchises
of
of all
course.
time. The DeLorean. If I had excess funds, there would be a DeLorean sit in the driveway for sure.
Well, I
But
have
I
mine in
think
my garage, so
you got 3 of them.
Yeah.
One set for each time period
Yeah.
that they went back, 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
What I would say is that I love the DeLorean, but I think that is more iconic on screen. If we're talking about toys, G.I. Joe is the His Tank, the toy. G.I. Joe is so iconic in the toy space. And that's the reason why I think that His Tank is just cooler overall, in my opinion, than a DeLorean. I'd own either one of the two, or if not both. But that's not going to sway my vote. I'm saying His Tank. So it sounds like we got 2 DeLorean, 2 His Tank. Do we leave it a tie, or do we sway Dr. Brantley or Chet one way or the other?
You're not. Look, the His Tank is cool as hell. It had like the red lights in the back. There was some cool shit in there, but I don't think we're gonna sway anybody.
Yeah.
So, oh, you son of a bitch!
I know. But if I have to be true to toy line, if I have to be true to toy line, then it would be the Transformers Deathosaurus.
What the you son of a bitch.
I would go with the His Tank for
His Tank.
Line, yeah.
I would just say what would be cooler. You show up to a car meet, you got the DeLorean. People are like, oh, super excited. Or you roll up in the His Tank and everyone gets in their car and drives off, and the fucking FBI and the SWAT team, excuse my French, shows up. But I'm just saying you'd probably get more national coverage in the His Tank than you would at DeLorean.
Clint Beastwood said the DeLorean is iconic.
I will also say one aspect. Even though it is iconic, I will give this one aspect. Mr. Chet Maddox did a bitchin' unboxing for the His Tank. It has to be viewed. So, like I said, does DeLorean have an unboxing?
Not yet.
You guys own
Not yet.
Okay, then.
Not yet. That's what 2024 is about.
Well, this is 2023, baby. And His Tank wins.
It's 2023 for like one more fucking day.
Yeah. Well, Amazon, do your stuff.
Our next toy category is the Shadowe best Shadow hunt find. Again, for those of you who are tuning in or listening, on our channel, we feature a lot of folks who go and find different toys for different deals, crazy discounts and prices all over the country. And so based on those finds, we've nominated a few that folks here and folks amongst the crew have found. And the nominations are the Croc Master, the G.I. Joe from Ross, which was an incredible discount. The Thor hammer behind Mr. Storm there, that was just outrageous price discount, found at Ross. The Starscream that was found at Ollie's, a new retailer for us folks that live in California, but in Chet Maddox's world exposed us to something far greater that was even imagined to be possible. And then the last one was just Ollie's, and I'm happy to say just Ollie's wins the award. So congratulations. And it's not because they sponsor us or anything. It's just because, the deals that we find.
But hey, Ollie's, you never know.
We will accept sponsorship.
We're not ashamed of it. We'll take it.
I will state though, out of Hasbro and all these other companies from Ross and everything else like that, Ollie's was the only one that hit us up on our Instagram page. So, but the deals were as much as I would say the summer of Ollie's was huge. And then it's the winter of Ross, but Ollie's just hands down. I just saw a video just the other day on our competitor, and he was at Ross and there was nothing, but he went in Ollie's and he's still finding great deals. So Ollie's is kicking butt, man. I wish there was some here in Southern California, but thank God we have the Chatmatic connection that sends stuff from Georgia to California for us, because
Yeah, I
that
got
shelf has benefited from it.
and I make days out of it. By the way, let's be clear. I go to
Yes,
all three
yes.
around me. It's like a 75-mile distance, one giant fucking circle.
All right, for our last category before we dive into the box office graveyard, what will match the hype in 2024? There's a lot of movies getting some pretty amazing hype, lots of releases from Dune to Ghostbusters, new installment to
Yeah.
tons of superhero films. Here are the nominees for what will actually match the hype in 2024. Deadpool, which I mean, I think every time I open up X or Instagram, there's an update. They're doing the marketing machine is live and breathing. Joker 2, which I think is getting a lot of excitement and hype. And then lastly, the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. For those of you who are interested or excited about the Planet of the Apes franchise, actually really, really good as well. So before we jump into the winner, thoughts on this category?
Well,
One more
let me
recap.
tell you why the marketing machine on Deadpool is going into overdrive, because Disney's like, oh my God, we lost $1 billion last year. What are we going to do? Well, this one might make money. Okay, throw everything you got at Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when I open up Instagram and it's got Hugh Jackman shaving his beard to have the sideburns, or hey, look, Ryan Reynolds has got his costume on, and it's just like every day there's like new behind the scenes, like it wasn't captured by the studio to post on social media. Deadpool's definitely, everyone wants to see Wolverine and Hugh Jackman don the outfit again, and obviously Deadpool's done well as a series. But what about Joker 2? I mean, this could be game changing here. This could like steer the Joker in a new path we've never seen before.
Yeah. It would.
Well, a friend of ours, he thinks that Joker 2 is going to be the biggest movie ever, even above Endgame. And I think he's delusional. We made a bet about this, but
What's
he
the
thinks,
extra money involved? Because I'm getting
$20. Not
As
much.
usual.
I'm a man of small means, but it's more the principle of the matter. I definitely don't think, no matter what, even if Joker 2 is the best movie in 30 years, it's not going to make more money than Endgame. I'm sorry.
No.
But
Has there been ever now that I think about it, I'm not sure. I'd have to do if someone could Google this. Has there ever been a movie in which someone has won the best actor and then there was a sequel?
Godfather?
Yeah.
Did Al Pacino win for that first one?
Did Pacino win best actor? I don't think so.
I don't think he won Best Actor for that, did he?
No.
Well,
And I think your friend might be onto something, because you not only pull in the comic book heads and the folks that are into Batman and Joker, but also the Oscar folks, knowing that Joaquin Phoenix won this award. Will he turn up? Imagine winning another Best Actor award. Unheard of.
Now Lady Gaga as well for Best Actress.
It's Lady Gaga.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, the winner is
Joker 6.
Deadpool.
Yeah,
That
Deadpool
is will match the hype of 2024. So thank you all for listening, tuning in. Please subscribe, like, do all that stuff. If you're in the chat, we want to hear your thoughts. But it's on to now the most legendary awards of 2023, and that is the Box Office Graveyard Awards, given to the worst of the worst. Mr. Maddox, please unveil the trophy, the award once again for those who are watching us, because
I I think
Look
we
at that.
nicknamed it the Tombstone.
The Tombstone.
The
A
Tombstone.
Toomey. You get the Toomey.
You get the Toomey 2023. All
It's
right,
not a Toomey.
Box Office Graveyard Awards. It didn't do anything.
Okay.
All right, yeah, loser.
Okay. Loser. Well, let's start off with a bang, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. The worst action, sci-fi, or hero film, the first ever 2023 Box Office Graveyard Award, and the nominees are The Flash,
Mm.
The
Isn't that
Marvels, Ant-Man Quantumania,
Yes.
and Rebel Moon. Ladies and gentlemen, the nominees again are The Flash,
Oh,
Marvels, Ant-Man Quantumania, and Rebel Moon.
And that's
Who will
only
take
because Aquaman came out after we did these
These
award
awards.
nominations.
otherwise it would be on here. So
It might be like 4 or 5 in that category. instead of 4.
I gotta be honest with you guys. Like, I didn't go watch it yet. I gotta go watch it. So.
Okay.
Remember, I nominated myself for that. I think.
Yep.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, there's probably not a lot that we can say about these films that hasn't already been said.
Mm.
But if you're looking to punish your worst enemy, have them sit through 4 of these. Although Dr. Brantley has an interesting take on Rebel Moon, which I think is far different from ours.
Yeah.
Would you shed some light on your thoughts on Rebel
Yes.
Moon?
I actually liked the first half of it. I was down with it. I, took away, hey, this is a fake Star Wars movie. I just like, okay, let's watch it and take it for what it is.
Yeah.
And I was on board for about the first half. But when they start to get this team together, like the Seven Samurai, which it's straight up stealing from, and all these other movies along the way, it's like, oh, there's a Beefcake Harry Potter taming a hippogriff. And it's like, okay, what is this? What's happening now? And from that point on, it just got worse and worse and worse. But I think I made it further than a lot of you.
I watched it to the end.
Oh,
It just
okay.
unfortunately, but also we will have to let everyone know that Zack Snyder only made one half of the payment for Dr. Brittley's review, and
yeah, the other half
Dr.
didn't
the
come
first
through.
half,
So
that's why
I'm a
the
man
first
of honor.
First half was good, but you did not pay for my review for the second half.
We're gonna need that money ASAP.
I
I'll
can
be
go
honest with
back.
you, I haven't finished it yet. I just couldn't.
It was tough.
It gets worse.
When the gold trash can, it's like, I don't.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the Wish version of C-3PO, it was over for me. And Anthony Hopkins, when did he become Ben Kingsley and just like I heard his voice and I was like, this could actually be good. And then I was like, how did he read the script and go, I'm on board here? Like,
Probably because they probably told him that it was going to get picked up for Star Wars, and then he did it.
I thought he
like,
was reading for Thor.
No,
3,
he's like,
probably.
I'm getting paid how much to sit in my house and read some stupid lines? I'll do it.
That's
yeah,
true.
exactly.
That's true. Well, there's Rocket Raccoon roles, and then there's whatever the hell role he was in Rebel Moon. So either way, I'm sure he got paid. But the winner of the worst action, sci-fi, or hero film, the Box Office Graveyard Award, goes to wow. This is a surprise, ladies. The Flash has won, has beat out the Marvels, has beat out Ant-Man and Rebel Moon. Congratulations, The Flash.
It was
You
terrible.
have bombed. You have wow.
Clint Beastwood says that we're making him want to watch Rebel Moon. To be honest,
Oh my
hey, if you want to waste some fucking time, just watch that shit. It's
But have a couple drinks ready or whatever else.
couple drinks.
We'll see you through to the end.
yeah, jeez. Okay. All right. Well, The Flash, I'm not surprised, but I am kind of surprised. I thought the Marvels was a shoo-in for this award, but
To be honest, I haven't seen the Marvels, but I could. That's how bad it probably is. It's like I don't even want to watch it.
You don't need to watch.
But I did see The Flash, unfortunately.
That is also very bad. The only thing
I
good in the
think-
Flash was Michael Keaton.
I think it was the thing that clinched it over for me was the absolutely asinine end credit scenes with the dog falling out of the sky, and I was like, no, the Flash gets an extra point of just terrible for this.
Well, I will
Just
say
that, you know.
it was out of the box office and a
Yes.
flash. And
Oh.
I wish we had symbols. Hey, okay.
Hey, thanks to James Gunn for making it irrelevant anyway. So it doesn't really
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, our first box office graveyard award. The second category, most disappointing TV series of 2023. And surprisingly, usually we have 4 nominees, but we only had 2, which means we were pretty unanimous in here. The Witcher season 3. For those of Witcher fans, 1 relatively good, 2 okay, and then 3 was a total shit show. And Henry Cavill, is, I think everyone knows, abandoned the franchise. He's like, I'm out of here. Like,
No.
so that
Well,
should
just
tell you
wait till you
something.
see season 4.
Yeah,
Just wait.
with what's Chris Hemsworth
Yeah.
or no
Liam
Liam
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth or
Not
I
even
have a-
Chris.
it's Liam
I have
Hemsworth. We
I
got
have
the
a
Wish version of Thor as the Witcher.
I've got a prediction that might be box office 2024 Graveyard Awards.
Could
Yes.
be.
maybe.
Could be. And then we have Secret Invasion.
Oof.
I'm not going to open this envelope.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
it's
open it because we know.
No, you gotta open that. No,
Let's
no,
talk
no.
about it. Let's talk
Yeah.
about it. Let's talk
Oh.
about it.
Sam
what
Jackson
happened?
has done a lot of things, and he'll do a lot of things for money. And he will not be good in a lot of things, but this may be one of the worst things I have seen him in. And that is a shame, and it's shocking because he is so good. Even in bad stuff, he can be good.
Yeah.
But this just all around, every bit of it was terrible.
And he didn't he produced it, or he was part? I think
When
he was
usually, but I mean, at that point, it's just like they gave him a script, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Nah, I'm not going to do that," or "Yeah, okay."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was man, I like
Can we talk about? Let me talk. Here's what bothered the hell out of me, is at the end of this, and I got through the entire
Oh.
season. Okay, talk about Rebel Moon. Try sitting through what was it, 6 episodes?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm proud
Okay.
of you.
The most powerful character in all of the Marvel universe unfolded right in front of our eyes, like, and made no sense.
Mhm.
It made like, where's the tie-in? It was like someone was on drugs writing this. Honestly, like I truly believe that someone was under the influence.
Actually, I wish they were on drugs. It might have been better.
It was. I mean,
I think there was someone that was stone cold sober that thought they knew what they were doing.
it was so bad. They should have thrown some snakes in there. It would have been probably a bit better. Secret snake invasion. Get them snakes out of my invasion.
Well,
could have been better than that.
I will say, when it does disappoint, I will tell you, when they were listing all this stuff at the end of 2022, and they had a whole bunch of things popping up, and it was like, I think Suka, they had I think, if I'm not mistaken, She-Hulk, and there was a bunch of other things they were putting up from Disney. And I saw Secret Invasion, I saw Sam Jackson. I was like, oh, well, this is going to be good. And like 30 seconds into the actual, like, first episode, I was like, oh no. I think there's something going to go terribly wrong with this.
Yeah.
And I have not been more disappointed in a Marvel series than that, because it has so much hype. We're finally getting them back. It's Sam Jackson. He's going to put it down. And they just completely just destroyed every bit of Nick Fury. And they did it in 6 episodes. Like, bravo, Disney. 6
It's like, well,
episodes
let's
is
take a
long.
name of something and then throw out the entire storyline that goes with it and all the characters that are in it. And let's, make it this other thing. It's just a cool name. That's all they used it as. And it's stupid.
But they just don't have, like, in the prime heyday of Marvel.
Yeah.
When they did Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they had movies they could tie in the episodes leading up to, which I think is what drove a lot of creativity.
Mhm.
Now they're just taking shit and throwing it and seeing if it works. And they're like bastardizing all the characters, which is where you come on Secret Invasion. And it's like Sam Jackson's character is so badass. And you were like, no, let's destroy that and come out with the Marvels. that's what happened is what it, and the scroll, like, guys,
Wasn't there this scene where he like got his OG clothes? He got like the trench coat and the eye patch, and like it's episode 5 or something.
Yeah.
That should have been the moment you were like, oh, but it was the moment where you didn't care, and that
Yeah.
should have just told you something.
You're like, why didn't it start off like this in like episode 2?
Yeah.
Just a complete waste of a character, man.
Yep.
They just basically wasted that character.
Well, congratulations for taking home the 2023 Box Office Graveyard Award. The most disappointed TV series goes to Secret Invasion. So.
You see, bud? Okay, bud.
All right, moving on to our next category, and that is, there's the Lifetime Achievement Award. There's all these iconic. Thank you for all of the things you've done over your time in the film motion picture industry. We decided to give out an award called the Time to Retire and Stop Making Things Award,
which is true.
And the nominees are
mean, but
Nicolas Cage, Zack Snyder, Eddie Murphy, and Marvel. Just Marvel in general.
That might have been me.
Yeah, possibly. And the winner is, we can just jump right into this because Eddie Murphy's made some really bad films. Zack Snyder, coming off Rebel Moon and the Snyderverse. Marvel, we've had some things, but Mr. Nicolas Cage gets the award.
He does
for 2023. Are we really telling Nick Cage to stop and retire after he could be Johnny Blaze one more time?
He could be
in the Marvel universe.
We should stop him before that happens. But I'm actually going to defend Nicolas Cage here for a moment, which I hate Nicolas Cage. I don't like him at all. There's very few performances of his I like. But I will say, he actually did sort of a comeback this last couple of years where he's not doing the just stupid shit anymore to pay off his tax debt. He's actually doing some performances that mean something, and he's good in them. Because Renfield, it tanked really at the box office, but he was actually good in it.
Yeah.
And what he just did, the what was it? Unbearable Talent, Weight, something, terrible title.
Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent was incredible. Best work since.
And then the new one that he did, the Dreaming one. So I haven't seen that yet, but everyone's saying it's really good. So I will say he's actually on an upswing, but he deserves to stop. He's terrible.
Quit. Well, I mean, you do have a partner with your decision.
He does
in the chats. Mr. Beastwood is also in agreement with you. He said he's finally embracing the funny, so he's in it, which I agree. But yeah, he should stop. Let's do National Treasure 12.
I still want
to. So you know what?
I still want one more run. I want to see Johnny Blaze one more run. Run.
I think if they did do a National Treasure and he would have brought him back, I think that was probably one of his recent better franchises. And I thought the shift that Disney did into the whole other thing, and I thought like the reason why we did watch the National Treasure series was because of Nick Cage. And I thought not bringing him back was absolutely a terrible idea. In a long stream of terrible ideas that Disney did over the last several years. So I will give our buddy Mr. Beastwood credit on that one. Yes.
In fact, maybe we should start applying for some jobs at Disney because corporate, I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of empty offices this next year.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Brown, you've gone on record and said that National Treasure is better than Indiana Jones in terms of the franchise. Is that?
Yeah, he said that like twice.
Yeah.
I would
He didn't
never
even-
say
he didn't even
anything
go to
like
the National
that.
Treasure action figure at Target.
Mhm.
I
They go
just
right
want you
next
to
to
know.
Indiana Jones, right there, brother. What are you talking about?
Oh, no.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Nicolas Cage, for taking home the Box Office Graveyard Award 2023.
He will treasure it.
He will treasure. He will treasure it.
This is
Especially
almost as
comes with a
good
catch and
as
they-
my Academy Award.
Right there.
On the same front as A Time to Retire is the next category, which is the Should Have Never Made Another One award.
No.
And this is for any sequels or any trilogies or more than that in which they should have stopped and said, enough is enough.
Yeah.
And the nominees are The Marvels, obviously after Captain Marvel, the Flash,
Not really a sequel.
yeah, not really a
It's
sequel.
a Snyder
Part of the DCS.
Part
So
of
we
the
could say
Snyderverse. We can add
Snyderverse.
it in there.
The
Mhm.
Expendables 4, which I don't even remember it came out.
Oh,
I
it
think
did.
I do believe in some episode in the past we were talking about box office, and I think the Nightmare Before Christmas re-release beat it at the box office. That should tell you how good that was. And then and a surprising and controversial one, Avatar: Way of the Water. They should have never made another one.
And surprisingly, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I said it. I
I know you said. I know you said it.
That
I
shit
know you said it.
That shit needed to just. I don't understand how the CGI was worse than the first one. That's what I don't get, because it has been how many years? 15 years, 30 years, 80. How many? When did this come out? In the 90s? I don't know when the first one came out, but it was like what the fuck am I watching, and why is it so goddamn bad? And the CGI was literally worse than the fucking first one, and it's new. Like
Okay. Well, you know.
it was just Waterworld with lizards, and it wasn't even good graphics like Waterworld. So that shit better have won, man.
Well, did you see Mr. Clint Eastwood said Avatar is a screensaver for the human brain? Now that's probably one of the worst insults I've heard in a long time.
Yes.
And I also do want to say that again, this all came out before anyone had a chance to see Aquaman 2.
That's true too.
That's true.
I might have changed my vote.
Well, Should Have Never Made Another One award goes to a unanimous vote in The Expendables 4. Poor Stallone and Dolph Lundgren and all the other old timers.
Let's be clear. Like Expendables 4, you could. I watched it. Okay. Sylvester Stallone wasn't in the whole movie.
Yeah. Well, the kiss of death for any of movies that are going to go down to the drain of crap and everything is when 50 Cent appears in them. Then all credibility goes out the window, because he was in that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. I can't remember the lockup one, and it was like every time they say, "Hey, you know what? Let's
Plan."
Yeah, Escape Plan. I think it was Escape Plan 2, or maybe I don't know what other one.
I think it was 2.
Every time I see it and I saw 50 Cent, I'm like, oh, they just couldn't get anybody else. That's the part. This
But is Common busy? What's going on? Come on, guys.
No, he was in Hunter Killer with Gerard Butler. He actually leveled up. He was like, oh, I'm not doing that Expendables. I'm going to do over here with Gerard Butler.
Yeah, we should have done an award called "What Happened" award, and Gerard Butler would be my nomination.
Well, we still have there's more to come on that, but we do have our mid-year awards. So we gotta make sure that we have that as a category. Maybe.
Agree. All right, next we're pivoting to the toy section, and it's the worst toy line of 2023. Again, if you follow the channel, we do a lot of toys, action figures, collectibles, as well as pop culture, movies, television. Again, check us out. Please subscribe, like the channel. But the worst toy line and the nominees are Tron reaction figures.
Yep.
Oh,
The
man.
Jurassic Park line, the new stuff that
Mm-hmm.
just came out that is available at your local Ross or TJ Maxx in abundance.
Or not getting funded.
That's true. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mutant Mayhem line that just after the movie, and just the entire reaction line of figures. Well, I'm just gonna open it.
Yeah, you got to open this one, man, because it's too hard.
And the winner is the entire reaction line of figures. So that's pretty brutal. What?
Yeah.
Well, I will say specifically for Tron, you go back to the ones made in 1982 looked better. They had clear plastic. They were like purple plastic that was see-through with glow in the dark printed on the outside, and the little disc that could go in his back, glow in the dark as well. This stuff, it was like cloudy plastic, so you couldn't see through it, and it had some stuff printed on the outside, and it looked terrible. It looked like it should have been made in the 80s.
I'm going to show you exactly why this shit won. You can't see this shit, but this is
Mutant Mayhem. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
No, that's the reaction turtle.
Oh, reaction line. Yeah. It has the least articulation. It's like they didn't even try.
There's no. This should be put in a plastic ball, and I should put 50 cents in to get that shit out of the machine. That stupid fucking toy. I didn't know this when I got it, but I'm somebody that if I get to the counter and I have something, I'm just gonna buy it. That shit is $19. $19.
Yeah, no, way overpriced
for that,
no articulation.
For no articulation, no nothing. And then the same people make a whole nother line of really good, semi-good, not really good, but semi-good toys. And it's like, that's 19. And then my Thundercats one that you guys can watch on YouTube, shameless plug, that was $24. It was literally $5 more, and it got 2 different heads, 5 different hands, a ton of things. It's like, come on, man.
Well, and then the retro ones that are the same size as that are for like what, $11 and $14.
Yeah.
And they're actually got more articulation than that. So
I've seen the Transformers ones that they have. I recently went to the dollar store, and I saw some of the toys they had, and some of them look very similar to the reaction Transformers. And I'm not kidding. Like, in terms of packaging and design, and probably the same plastic. It's pretty embarrassing what they're doing with some of the licenses that they have.
Well, they just have to put some shit out. It's like if Super 7 would just focus on the Ultimates line and ditch everything else, like, it would be a competitor to NECA, but it's not.
No. Well, not at $19.99, man.
No.
There's no way you're giving $19.99, and McFarlane is doing the same thing for Page Punchers, and I believe it's under 10.
Yeah,
and that's the same quality of work. And at least with McFarlane, you're getting at least the value of it is your entry level for kids to come into the stores, and there's a comic book behind it. You're paying $19.99 for just crap. So, I think that Super 7's in some real trouble. And if they don't start listening to fans, because I'm scared as hell they're talking about that G.I. Joe O-ring line they're doing, and I just don't trust them to do quality enough work to take over something like that. So, because their reaction series of G.I. Joe stuff sucks, and I'm not paying that amount of money for it. So,
well, you're gonna have to, bud.
Well, congratulations, the entire reaction line, for taking home the 2023 Box Office Graveyard Award. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the final category of the 2023 Box Office Graveyard Award, the Marvel's DOA Award. This is in tribute to the Marvels that was so dead upon its release that it had no chance, because it was just torn to shreds. The hype had failed, and people were like, what in the hell is this? And so, of all the movies happening in 2024, the nominees are just 2. They are Madam Web and Craven are the two
Sony movies, by the way.
two Sony movies. And ladies and gentlemen, the unanimous decision is Madam Web.
Yeah, it is.
What has no chance? Craven might have a bit of a chance because we know that he's going to go up against Spider-Man one day. Madam Web will never see Tobey Maguire, never see Andrew Garfield, will never see Tom Holland, ever.
And let us remind you all that the brilliant minds behind Morbius are also behind Madam Web. So that should tell you everything you need to know about why.
Which started 2023 off really bad.
Dude, so bad. So bad.
Congratulations.
We've got this
Madam
expensive new movie. We've got, who should we have write it? How about those guys that screwed up the last one? Great idea.
Web. Brilliant.
Do we have anyone else that's horrible? Put them on it.
Yeah. Who's the biggest garbage creative team that we have? Put them on Madam Web. Let's get it. Let's get it made.
You know who the supervising director was?
Oh no,
Tommy Wiseau.
The only thing that could
like the room.
The only thing that could save this movie is if they put Nick Cage in it. And there we go.
The only thing that can save it is if they shelf it.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, they need to pull a Batgirl on this one. It's like, you know what? We're going to take the loss.
Yeah.
We're going to put it into the Sony vaults.
Can you donate a movie to Goodwill? Is that possible?
You just get to buy it for like $20 at Goodwill. Like,
that would be epic. Imagine it's like, go see Madam Web at your local Goodwill that was donated by Sony for a tax write-off.
Goodwill theaters. Oh,
hey,
let me tell you something. As we're kicking through our cast and everything, Mr. Clint Beastwood's taking it up a notch, man. I will have to say that he is definitely keeping the chat absolutely going. Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. Well, congratulations, Madam Web, or maybe not congratulations for winning the Marvel's DOA award of 2023.
Do we want to show the tombstone again? Is it just
let's show the tombstone one more time.
Let's show the people at Sony what they'll be getting.
Okay, but Madam Web deserves this.
You see, bud? You see, bud?
And here is your award.
There it is. I love it. I love it.
There it is. It's going to be bigger. Don't worry. We were just, I just had to get this made to show everybody. It is going to be bigger. And look, you can put it in like a bookshelf. Like I made it so you could put it in a bookshelf. You can do whatever you want with it, but it's right there. It's going to be at least 3 times that size, like in Zoolander. Yeah. Everyone that won a category gets one. Mm-hmm. So be prepared.
Nicolas Cage will accept it with honor.
Yes, he will.
And especially you see a cash donation with it.
Yeah.
And what you do is you take that and you put it right in the middle of your theater seat and you sit down to replicate how uncomfortable you will be watching the movie or TV series that won the award in 2023. So that wraps up our awards. Some really great highlights and some bright spots and some real terrible trash that we all suffered through, and some of you who are listening also suffered through as well. But
now, surprisingly, the Marvels didn't take away all the bad awards.
Yeah,
as much as Godzilla took away all the good ones.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, it goes to show that sometimes the later rivals can actually benefit from that, and sometimes the later rivals can.
First of all, Aquaman is the luckiest film out of the whole year because we just missed it by a week.
I'm sure it would have been nominated. As we wrap up our awards, any last thoughts?
Well, are we gonna do your presents that you sent to us?
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. We have a special feature. Stay tuned because Santa Claus made a special delivery, a surprise toy drop-off to the Shadow Crew podcast.
I got to get mine over there. Actually.
And I'm not saying they were spectacular. Some might have been great. Some might have been all right. And some may have been qualified for the box office graveyard of toys. But in either way, these items were shipped to each member of the cast. And now we are requiring them to do a review on the toys that were delivered to Santa. So as we wrap up the awards, we give you this special treat, as we call it, Special Secret Santa. And without further ado, we'll go in rotation. Maybe one toy, and then we'll go back and do the other toy.
Okay.
So, Mr. Maddox, you start with the first toy that you'd like to talk about for 2023.
Oh man, when this showed up, I knew Santa hated me. And it was fantastic, and I was like, you know what, Santa, I'm gonna kick you in the nuts.
Worse than a lump of coal.
Yeah, no, it. I gotta hold it back here, but it's a Funko that is now dying. Pop, a Funko Pop of a movie that's dying by a company that is dying. This is the problem that I had with fucking Santa Claus, is he just said like, hey, coal was probably a little too expensive, so fuck off. And here's a Captain Marvel Funko Pop, which I'm gonna sell on our whatnot page. But that is my first one, and this is, in case you guys want to pick it up, just search for the Funko Pop number 1249 or hit my ass up in the chat. No, I'm keeping this. Maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you found a special toy for the holiday season. Sound like you're very excited to receive it.
I was.
Dr. Brantley, what did Santa put under your tree?
First up, we have the Search for Spock. Now, it looks fine here, okay, but I am going to show you a close-up because this was very close to being my second figure for being the worst, because if you check out the eyes, they misprinted where his eyes are. So one part is on his nose of his eye on the one side, and then the other one is starting to go off the side of his face. Other than that, it looks pretty cool. Although also in the pose they have him, he's kind of like, yo, what's up? It's your boy Spock. You know, it's
also the I'm just gonna let you know that the proportions on that arm are way off.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Well, no, my favorite part.
This is also why they're discontinuing the entire line.
Playmates murdered their line.
I like that his hand is permanently stuck and has to drink a beer like this or eat steak dinner or
Absolutely no problem.
It looks like one of those ice creams you get, like the SpongeBob ice cream, and the gumball is like falling off his face, but it's the Spock.
Now you make me want to take a picture of mine and put it up here. So people can see
so overall, other than the face melting and the body out of proportion, any other thoughts on the Star Trek Mr. Spock figure?
It is cool. They do have his little mittens, so he can take apart the hyperdrive, whatever the hell he was doing that got him killed. But somehow he fits those mitts over his hand that's doing that.
No.
No, they
And
don't.
also, the other thing that I'm not too impressed with is you see these little doodads they have here. It's supposed to be a scanner and a computer terminal, two things that he never had in the movie and they never used, and they don't look anything like that. These are literally bits
That's
from
so
the
weird.
Star Trek The Next Generation line that they repackaged with Spock.
Oh.
Well, because they had an excess of it, so they had to do something with it.
Yep. We
Is
got
it
these
too
molds.
late to? Is it too late to add the worst toy line, Star Trek 2023?
Well, it
Look,
should
Playmates
be the toy line
almost
that
got
got
it.
discontinued. Because after about 3 weeks ago, they said they were discontinued. They'll still make the ships, but all the action figures Playmates said that was it. And I was like, well, thank God. Thank God.
Well, you're
Well,
not going to
Mr.
do
Storm.
action figures of 80 and 90-year-old guys now. You know, it's like, yeah, maybe we should retire some of these figures.
Mr. Storm, what did Santa
All right.
place
Well, I
under
think
your tree?
Santa did the same actual theme and everything because we did such a great job of crapping on Funko this year. Because let's be honest, Funko's dying. If you don't know, now you
Now
know.
you know.
They're dying.
Biggie said it best.
But if I could have gotten a crappier Funko, it couldn't have come
Could have been the
even worse
Marvels.
than this one. Oh, it was. It is Mr. Nick Cage. Now, at least it could have been a Secret Invasion one, because I might have been like, well, okay. But no. This was the Marvel version. I was like, so
It's
again,
so
like Chet said, when our Whatnot page gets up, this is a candidate for
What
going on.
what is he holding? I'm confused.
He's holding that stupid cat.
yeah, it's so bad.
Yeah, he's holding the cat. And I thought to
Oh.
myself, like, this was, I didn't know at first that this was Nick Fury or Childish Gambino holding the cat. I was like, what the heck is this? What it turned out to be was Samuel
Childish,
Jackson.
you know.
Nothing more menacing than a man holding a cat.
Yes,
That's for
yes.
sure.
So he did us dirty for that one. So yeah, this was a portion never crap on Funko because the Funko gods will make you pay for it.
I don't know. Santa's got something about Funko. Mr. Maddox, your second toy that was left under your tree.
Yeah. And if no one's caught on to this yet, Chris was fucking Santa. So
I don't know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. I made a call and
'Cause
whatever arrived.
because you definitely don't have any.
Santa watches the show, so you
Yeah.
know, I'm just saying.
All right. Well, look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of into this one, and I'm especially into it because it's officially licensed by Ford, and I don't think a lot of people understand that.
Mhm.
So they were allowed to do this. Okay, this is allowed to be done by them. Santa was like, you know what? This guy. Oh, you can't see it.
Pull it back. Oh, yeah. The Ford Taurus from RoboCop.
Ford Taurus, and you're missing it.
Yeah, I saw RoboCop.
RoboCop is on there.
Does it have the like spark skids as it goes up the ramp?
It doesn't look like it does. I don't know if this is ever coming out of the box.
Well, then you must have did get the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, no, Santa just skimmed me on that one. But no, I'm excited. It's got like a QR code I could scan to prove that it's like, Ford official.
Okay.
And I do like RoboCop. I wish it was more scene based, if I'm being honest. Like if it was just like the front half of the car opened with RoboCop in the driver's seat with his middle finger going in to like turn on the car, that would be epic. But this, my friends,
Well,
pretty good. And it made me watch the new RoboCop.
like the Rolling Stones once said, you can't always get what you want, but you get what you need.
That's true. That's true. Rolling Stones knew it.
Well, Dr. Brantley, what did Santa leave as the second gift under your tree?
Well, it's funny. Santa apparently has stock in Funko because I got not only one Funko Indiana Jones, but from Mr. Storm, I got another Funko Indiana Jones.
Are
Now,
they different?
somehow
What the
you
hell?
got the different ones.
That's
one
amazing.
with the jacket and one without the jacket.
That's
Unbelievable
amazing.
and fantastic. That you couldn't ask for anything better. The rest of them, they got Sala, Marion, his dad. Screw them. These are the only ones you need.
I don't want to hear anything about they make too many Funkos because
Oh yeah.
Indiana
Oh
Jones.
no, but
in
we have
every
one without the
attire.
jacket, right? What do you mean without the jacket? Oh well, we have to have one without the jacket.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought we didn't
so-
put it on Make It.
Okay. So it goes
But
from-
fantastic, and thank you very much. I actually, if there were a Funko I was going to have, that's about the only one.
Which one? The jacket or no jacket?
Both of them.
Let me call Santa and let him know the National Treasure Nick Cage should cancel that order.
All
Mr.
right.
Storm.
Now this one took me at an odd because when I was opening up the package and I was like, "Well, what the devil's this?" Because the box is very decisive. It goes-
Santa does this. He does.
It shows the Return of the Jedi. So I was like, "Well, wait a damn minute! Actually, this actually might be pretty good." And I will say it's not too bad. Now this is supposed to be the Infinite Darth Vader, so I didn't even know they had the damn line out. So, but when you look at it, it is Darth Vader, Star Wars Black Series in all whites. Now I will have to say that I was not expecting this to show up, but if there's any other edition to go next to all the classic ones, I've got to give them credit. They did something that will stand out amongst. I thought this was this like, well, no, in Empire Strikes Back when he went through Hoth, and this was Return of the Jedi, he didn't even have all white on. So I was like, what the heck did they come up? So apparently, I guess this is like their like what if line of like Star Wars figures. So this one actually is kind of unique and everything. And there's any other chances of this one going up in pricing, I've got to assure they did probably sell too many white outfits. So
Yeah.
this one might be staying in the
It
collection.
was, what if we ran out of black plastic?
Exactly.
Well, I'm super happy that you all enjoyed your gifts from Santa.
Oh.
Some maybe not as much. Some
Cross-eyed
okay.
Spock is still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cross-eyed Spock.
I still want to see how he gets the oven mitts over his hand, but maybe that's for an unbox episode.
That's unboxed. That's definitely unboxed. The end of the Star Trek line.
Well, hey, what a great first ever 2023 box office graveyard awards. For those of you who were watching us live, commenting, we appreciate all of you. Again, as a reminder, this is the Shadow Crew podcast on the Shadow Knows Network. Our channel is on YouTube. We also will be streaming here every so often on Kick for special episodes and live streams. So tell a friend, tell a family member, tell your work colleagues, subscribe, like the channel. Last thoughts before we wrap for this group here.
Yeah, as I was going over the channel analytics this week and everything, we're thinking one thing: 90% of the people that go to our site, which is either through this or the other channel, they're not hitting that subscribe button. So we're getting, like I said, a lot of views, but they're not subscribing. So hey, if you want to see this great content, subscribe to us. Check us out, because I can tell you something. There are some fantastic unboxing videos that Mr. Chet Maddox has been doing that have been knocking their production on that, is because we're a very low minimum production network. But Mr. Maddox has been taking his stuff up to the next level. So you most definitely have to do that. And I just again, at the end of 2023, thanks for everybody that's tuned into the channels, everybody's liked, subscribed, everybody's commented. We appreciate all of it.
Dr. Brantley, Mr. Maddox, last thoughts.
Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Mr. Maddox.
Yeah, no, I think it's been fun. This is fantastic. I'm excited to make the actual awards and get them out. But yeah, if you're also watching on Kick, feel free to follow. It's not like it costs you fucking anything. Just hit follow. But Happy New Year to everybody. Because this is our not only is that our very first official Box Office Graveyard Awards, it is officially our last podcast of 2023. And in 2023, as far as podcasting has been fun, and we have a lot of cool shit planned for 2024 that I'm actually looking forward to. So thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I know you came for the entertainment factor, not to hear us talk, but it's not that often you get to watch me live and hear me talk at the same time live. You're welcome. Just want you guys all to know that I'm happy you're here.
All right.
I dig
Well,
it.
the one thing when you said about listening to it, that actually to our kind and hardworking editors, you've got more platforms. Either you can watch it here or the other channel, or you can watch it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. You can watch them on all of them. We're on all the networks. So if you can't catch it on here, you can actually watch rebroadcast up on, Spotify and all the major podcasting, video and sound. So that's the thing. Our editor's been busting his butt this year. If there's anyone else that gives credit to it other than, the non-existent Mr. Shadowe tonight, thank him for all the crazy toy hunts that he's dragged every one of us on. So I appreciate him for that too, man.
Yep, I do. I feel a little bit like Charlie's Angels on the Shadow Knows Network.
That's awkward.
There's like this mystery shadow, and we're the ones that are doing all the work. But happy to strut my stuff. Just will not wear a bikini. With that being said, happy New Year, all everyone. Happy 2023. Have a safe New Year's. We'll see you next year. Thanks for tuning in. Take care, y'all.
See ya.
Goodbye.
The Shadow Crew Podcast.